Today we are in one of London's iconic venues. This is the House of Vans underneath Waterloo Station. And what you're about to see includes about 7 months of dedicated hard work from me and my teammate, Jamie Dorr. We have gathered gear from all over the world to basically present to you what we've called Cause and Effects, a celebration of Boss history, celebrating over 4 decades of innovation, musical inspiration, and basically a whole bunch of cool gear. But what we thought we'd do is give you a little sneak preview of the entire show. So let's take a look around. So the first thing, and almost one of the hardest things that we put in the entire show, was this display case. So the case itself was completely custom designed, and it fits all 119 now Boss compact pedals. So in chronological order as well. Obviously, we're very proud to announce the JB2. That was the first new compact and also the first collaboration project that we have ever undertaken. So that's with JHS pedals. And we reverse ourselves all the way back through history, starting off with the original Traffic Light series, the OD1, the PH1, and the SP1. And every pedal here, I guess, tells a story. There's the RC2, was the first compact looper. I mean, this pedal helped spark the looper revolution. Things like the DS1 is one of the longest running production pedals of all time. Obviously, everyone loves the Metal Zone, one of our biggest selling pedals of all time. So the great thing about Boss pedals is that we've had a bunch of world firsts. And I think that's one thing that you kind of get across when you come into this show. So if we just come to the other side, so the CE1, the first chorus pedal. We've got a load of oddities and rare stuff, things that you wouldn't normally see, old analog metronomes. We're very lucky to have this. This was the first ever Boss product. This was the B100 Boss pickup. We've got things like the old rack units. The MEX was kind of one of the original programmable sort of loop switches. So you could actually add 3 of your own pedals in. It had a bunch of digital effects, and then you could actually program those at your will as well, which was really nice. Come over here, we've got a couple more oddities. MA1, FA1. The FA1 is like revered as something that the Edge used for his kind of classic guitar tone. We've got original Boss compact sample. Before Boss was even Boss, it was Meg, so these are the original compact samples. More multi-effects. Very cool piece. This is the first time I'd ever seen this when we started the show. This is the SCC 700 Sound Control Center. So one of the very, very first loop switching systems. I think this was 1982. When you come over to here, when we go into the world of guitar synths, we basically pioneered the guitar synth, effectively. We had a 24-pin cable and it went into an analog synthesizer. And then you kind of get the great guitars of the 80s, you know, angular and disjointed, I guess, still with the same synth system, and then they're massive matching synthesizers. We've also got over here, this is our latest guitar synth in collaboration with Strandberg. This is the V guitar. As we get towards the end of the show, we've got a little bit of history and merchandise. So this is a Boss bucket. For me, it tells quite an interesting story. I actually tried my first ever Boss pedal sitting on this bucket in the guitar store I used to work in. A load of great merch as well. Some things that some people have never even seen. So we've got limited edition compacts, the little watches we made. This here, SD 3000, signed by Steve Vai and given to Yoshi Kagami, Boss president. Yoshi Kagami was actually one of the lead engineers behind the SD 3000, which is one of the most legendary digital delay units ever. And as we walk through to the end of the show, we've got our amp displays, so a whole range of our Blues Cube, Waza, and JC. And then finally, which is one of my favorite pieces of the entire show, is the Space Echoes. So we actually managed to get every single model of tape echo ever made. Most people have probably never ever seen this. This is the RE100. This was the first tape echo ever made, and I think they made it for less than a year. The 201, even if you're not a musician, most people will recognize that. The 200, once again, another rare piece. The 301, and then the 501s at the end. So there we have it. That is Cause and Effects, 40 years of Boss history. We're so glad that you could, potentially if you've come down, but if you haven't, I hope you've got a good view of everything we had here. Thanks very much, and we'll see you again soon.